You're listening to A to Z, episode 88.
Today's guest is Randy Edwards, co-owner of the Avenue Café and Café, marketing manager at Del Papi Distributing, and the unofficial mayor of Beaumont that lives in Port Neches.
It's like they're trying to be too meta.
We're gonna make them an offer they can't refuse.
Much better.
Yeah.
You can buy you a drink. You can't just not
Well, I mean, he did pick out somebody we know.
Well, you sidestepped the question. That technology does not exist.
Hey, everybody, what's up? I'm Zach. I'm here with my co-host,
Word, that's
Aaron.
me.
Welcome to A to Z Podcast, where we sit down with the folks that make Southeast Texas a better place to live. If this is your first time listening, thanks for checking us out.
Make sure you also follow us on Facebook and Instagram, where you can find clips and extra content, as well as our Facebook groups, A to Z Podcast Group and A to Z Movie Night, the Groupening, where you can talk with other listeners. You can share funny quips and quotes from movies and memes and just all kinds of stuff.
Hell yeah. So today we finally got on Mr. Randy Edwards.
That's right. So, full disclosure, Randy is a patron, you know, and if you want to be a patron, you can head on over to patreon.com/A to Z. But anyway, we don't have him on for that. We have him on because he is truly an interesting guy.
He's been up to a lot of stuff.
He wears a million hats, you know what I mean? He's one of those dudes who's always moving and shaking. He's a photographer. He used to be a skater. He used to work for Enterprise, you know, and he's done everything. And now he is co-owner at a cafe where he has put a lot of his inspirations he's got.
All of his skills. He gathered all of his skills to do something and be good at it. And it's actually a pretty interesting progression that we get to figure out in this episode.
Basically, his life is liquids. And we get down to that. We get down to the fact that everything in his life is liquids. And we talk a lot about liquids.
Yes.
So
enjoy this episode
about liquids.
About liquids with Mr. Randy Edwards.
Heck yeah.
Why shouldn't it? I get a kick out of brew. There's only one beer left. Rappers screaming all in our ears like we're deaf. Tempt me, do a number on the label. Beat up all the MCs and drink them under the table like it's on me. Put it on my tab, kid, however you get there. Foot it, cab it, iron horse it. You leave it on your face, forfeit. Across the mic, hold it like the heat, he might toss it. Told her, tell him they stole it. He told her he lost it. She told him get off it and a bunch of other more shit. I know. Getting money, DTs be getting no new leads. It's like
Get away from me.
No, dude, honestly, the industry as a whole has changed so much because I can remember when we were really young. Y'all remember when we were late teenagers, early 20-year-olds. I don't know what y'all drank, but I just kind of drank like Shiner.
What the hell was there to drink whenever whenever I was 21, that was 9 years ago. I can't even recall if there were any craft beers.
I honestly, I just drank Shiner.
a handful of places you can get it.
We drank Pearl, remember?
2010, Pearl
Yeah, we
beer.
drank Pearl, yeah.
The largest
Name my
craft
dog
brewery.
after that.
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen what they've done to the old Pearl Brewery in San Antonio?
I have
It
not.
is beautiful.
That is
The
amazing.
Hotel Emma is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
It's like a
It's a hotel?
No, it's but it's more than that. It's a hotel in the brewery, but they took that whole complex and they turned it into it's the strangest thing, and it's kind of futuristic and it freaks me out at the same time because it's its own community. They have condos there, loft areas, they have shops and everything around it. They turned that into a place where you can live.
It's very Dallas sounding.
And yeah,
It sounds very Dallas.
It's so strange.
San Antonio
But
getting Dallas.
Hotel Emma, it's it's beautiful. They used all the elements from the brewery and everything.
They have a bar inside. This is the coolest thing that stood out to me was they had this bar inside where the old fermenters are, and they cut holes into it to put booths inside of them.
Yeah.
But they also cut the tops off. You would never notice it. Took the tops to the room all the way on the other side, and they lined the walls with them. So it just looks
they used as many elements of the original brewery as they possibly could, and built it into. It is an amazing. Yeah, if you're ever in San Antonio, you have to check that place out. I mean, you can't afford to stay there probably. But
we looked.
It is an amazing place.
But I mean, that's the industry though. Is Pearl? I mean, there's no beer being brewed in there. It's turned into
There is.
There
is actually a microbrewery inside.
that
shit.
makes sense. Yeah, there's a microbrewery.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it. I had 2 other beers when we went. One of my best friends lives and works down there, and we go to visit. And I think the last time we did was probably 4 years ago to pick up some wedding invites.
Yeah, I think that was right whenever they were finishing or
Mm-hmm.
they were opening it up because they had been working on it since 2005 or something. Some billionaire bought it and said, "This is what I want to do. Just do it. Make it happen."
Yeah, it had been blocked off for a long time because I remember going to San Antonio for the first time to like as an adult, and he's like, go check out this place, and we hopped the fence and walked around it, and man, it'd be great if they did something with this. And the city had just put out a new sign, and they had just like refinished the Pearl logo, like with the neon lights that point in, which doesn't match anything else that's there. But when they finally came to and started doing the work, it turned out to be probably the most beautiful thing that San Antonio has to offer.
It's ridiculously gorgeous. Like I don't know how they're ever gonna like turn. I mean, they'll probably will, but it's like they probably put so much damn money into that place. Like it's unreal. Weren't you trying to get a hold of the Pearl Brewery, son?
I'm sure that was some sort of fathomed idea.
You mean the one off I-10 right here?
Yeah. That'll never happen.
It's not.
Nor do I ever want it.
Is it still there?
Why wouldn't you want it? Yeah, it's still there.
I guarantee it's
I
for
drive
sale.
past it every day. That's where our warehouse
it's
is.
for sale, though. I guarantee it's for sale.
I'm sure everything's for sale.
Everything's for sale. Yeah.
But no, you get close to it. It's super damaged. I've shot a bunch of photos. I've got that.
Yeah.
That'll get me by forever needing it. But I mean,
it's super rusted out. Yeah.
When we got Pearl 13-ish years ago, as we named her after that, we were drinking a ton of Pearl Light at the time. But not anymore.
13-ish years ago?
Pearl Light in a long time.
I haven't either, yeah. When me and Zach used to live together, we used to drink
we got
Pearl.
Pearl
Yeah, we got Pearl all the time.
Just get those
More than Lone
12
Star.
packs, yeah.
Yeah, and now we're Lone Star boys, you know?
Yeah, Lone Star's kind of made a comeback.
Yeah, because there's Lone Star Light, dude.
Tell you what, Busch Light might be my favorite American light lager I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
The Beast Light?
Yeah. It's no, Beast is Milwaukee's best.
Oh, you're right.
Busch lattes.
Busch lattes?
Yeah, buddy.
That's what we're calling them, Busch lattes.
Dad
so
mode.
good. Get a 30-pack.
Mow the fucking lawn. Like, let's go. Like,
Oh, man.
Busch Light sales just went up in Port Neches when I moved.
really?
Oh, yeah?
I've taken
Busch Light,
like,
also, since he moved there, too, we're also going to get a New Balance outlet store right down the road. I'm telling you.
it's
Chubby's and New
my
Balance.
my standard, I guess, American light beer that I get is Miller Lite every time. I don't know why.
Yeah, if we're talking standards, yeah, yeah.
He threw away empty box earlier. I saw it.
Yeah.
I pulled it out.
This is my other standard.
It's the Pale Ale, Sierra Nevada.
Yeah, Busch Light or Pale Ale. Stay at the house.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong. Full flavored, light, easy to drink, and other not full flavored but light and easy to drink.
So I'm telling you, Sierra Nevada was like one of the first breweries that really came on the scene whenever like there was an explosion of craft beer.
They were the explosion.
They were the explosion because I remember they're
That was
about
the
the
first
same
beer
size.
that I would see at the store and be like,
Yeah.
"What is this?"
Sierra
looks
Nevada is
different.
like the same size as like Boston Lager, and about the same size as like Shiner, and those like really really big ends of craft. And then I had some of those, and then like 4 months later, there was just craft beer explosion everywhere. I don't know why. Oh, excuse me. We're drinking beer, I guess. I'm drinking an energy drink, but what was the impetus though? Like why did that just happen overnight? I wonder.
Yeah, like what was the? I mean, I think people were just tired of drinking the same old shit. They didn't want their daddy's beer. They didn't want.
Do the same thing with food and look at the amount of restaurants that have popped up over and closed. I mean, people want something new. They want to try something new, and there's no loyalty into a lot of it these days. Like that, you notice where your dad had his beer, your uncle had his beer.
Oh, Bud Light guy, man.
Yeah, I've been drinking
Coors.
Budweiser forever.
Yeah.
And now like you go to the store, and I'm guilty of it as well. Like if there's something, I was for a long time. Now I've got kind of made full circle, and I've got back my staples, but. Like I would walk out with 3 different types of 6-packs or singles. I was mixing 6-packs all the time.
Yeah,
And it just the HEB mix a 6-pack. Yeah, that's legit.
It's probably one of their top SKUs because people want to go in and try new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's weird. Well, it's beer. It's like it's not a single serving experience. Most people have like one, maybe might have 2, but you got a 6-pack, you can have 6 different.
Not as real, man.
Okay.
You can have like a bunch of different types of beer, and now you go to Miller's, man. Like Miller's, their wall of beers is just ridiculous.
But there's an occasion for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the thing.
Absolutely,
like I
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I love pairing food and beer. I guess that's what got me hooked years ago. Thanks to Jeff Wheeler and Emily, they were awesome on that aspect, and that's when it clicked. Like I dropped Natural Light and started drinking anything else I could get my hands on.
Dropped your natties.
Yeah, but it's crazy how you can pair beer with just about anything.
Yeah, just like wine.
Yeah.
And you
Better
cook
than
with
wine.
Yeah.
You can cook with beer, man.
You can.
Pour that beer into your chili. It's gonna be good.
Oh yeah. Pour in your chili.
Any
pour
kind
in your
of
soup,
beer.
braise your meats with it, deglaze a pan. Psh. You can do all kinds of stuff with beer. I'm telling you, man. You sure can. Yeah.
Silence.
Shut up, Randy.
No, it's fine. What's
Yeah.
up, Randy? It's good to talk to you. It's good to have you on.
Zach, I hadn't
were
seen you in forever.
man. I'm always gone, and you're always busy. You know, you got the baby and all the multitude of things that you're getting into.
Yeah.
And we hit you up. I forgot exactly what spawned it or what. I mean, I think you've been on a list for a while because you've done so many damn things. You know, so it's kind of like you refused first. I'll say that. You said, nah, I don't want to be on there.
Where's my beer, Randy?
And
in the
it's
other
down the
room.
hall.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, just grab the. But you refused at first, and then we finally talked you into it. You finally humbled yourself, I guess, and now so then we tried to figure out like what the hell are we going to talk about because you've done so many things like it was started with the rollerblading and the y'all don't like rollerblading, do you? Is it inline?
I'll take rollerblading.
Rollerblades.
It's just blading. They cut it down to just blading because rollerblading was a brand.
Yeah.
Or rollerblade was.
Is it really rollerblade?
Rollerblade is a brand.
It's
So
like the big wheels and.
actually, I mean,
Vienna
they make
speech.
everything now,
Yeah.
and I've moved on to the big wheels.
I think I saw a video of that you put up. But you did that, and then also you did. You still are. You took a lot of photos. That was your like main gig. You did. You worked for Beaumont Enterprise, and I think
For a short stint.
and probably Cat 5, and you did all those things.
He's
for a
also
little
the
while.
unofficial mayor of Beaumont.
Is that?
That's a Jordan Stringer thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Shout out. Yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, he knows
I don't live
everyone.
here
He's
anymore.
he's the unofficial mayor of Beaumont.
Yeah. Well, you did that, and then you got involved with this craft beer thing.
Yeah.
And
That's-
what's it? Two Row.
Two-row
Is what
distributing.
it's called. And
Yeah.
then it's now, and that's like a subsidiary of.
Yeah, just a small aspect of Del Papa's
Yeah.
portfolio, but it's to focus on our craft and like European imports.
Yeah, and then also full disclosure, you run or you own, I guess, co-own
One of the co-owners.
one of the co-owners of the Avenue Café, where Aaron does his thing, which he's loath to say for whatever reason.
No, I didn't loathe to say. I just didn't want people to think that we were being shilly. That's all.
We had on our landlord. We're gonna have on our employers now. I'm gonna
You
get
know, I
Wade
don't-
Bowen on here
I
eventually.
just listened to your landlord
Yeah.
podcast, and it was superb, gentlemen.
Did you like it?
Shout out to Frankie. That was very good. I just did a Facebook shout out before I came in.
Oh, good.
Oh,
cool.
awesome.
Let's check
Like
that
and
just
share,
out.
folks.
Yeah, please, God, please. Please like and share. You know this more than anybody as a rep and a business owner.
Yeah.
It's like y'all do a good job with the cafe.
Thanks,
Oh,
man.
dude, that's all him too, man. I don't.
Yeah, you kill it. I need
his-
to take some. I'd take some notes.
You honestly, you should teach a Instagram class. You really could. You could teach like a class on how to just. I don't know. Do you schedule posts? How do you do that?
No, those are all on the fly.
You're
I just wake up early.
Oh,
yeah,
got you.
yeah.
You're
Well, you own a
freaking-
coffee shop, so it's like
Funny
it's-
enough, I hardly get to spend much time there in
Yeah.
the morning time, or when I'm not there, it's something going on. You got to work. You got to figure it out. It's as much as I'd like to. That's not the case, but I do get to enjoy the coffee on the go.
So I guess we could. I mean, the big thing is we want to talk about is like beer. Let's talk about some beer, man. What is the trend these days? Like, what's going on with beers?
I feel lost with the trends because it used to
it
be.
seems like it's not like craft beer is kind of not as. I mean,
don't
it's
know.
still popular, but
We live in 2019. Everything is a flash in the pan.
yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
You're going to
That's
have
true.
your 15 minutes of fame, and it's going to keep moving. But I mean, craft beer was growing exponentially.
Dude,
for
right
the
now
last
it's about them
5 years.
claws,
It's the
baby.
White Claws.
Exactly.
Ain't no
Seltzers.
laws when you're drinking the
Seltzers
claws,
as a
bro.
whole.
Yeah.
Have y'all tried the Natty Seltzers? I meant to bring some up here.
Are those the Natter days?
Yeah, no.
little
pink
Natty
ones?
came out with
Oh no, I have not.
the Catalina lime mixer and,
no
and Aloha
way.
Beaches.
Are you telling me it's the
They're
Catalina lime
delicious.
mixer, bro?
They are delicious.
Man, dude, we missed
and they're
an opportunity.
6%.
Whoa, that sounds
So-
like a hangover.
Doesn't
No.
Four Loko they have like the 15% one?
Yeah, I
geez,
saw
we're
it.
not-
It was like
let's not-
a blueberry sour seltzer.
I feel like we shouldn't use our platform to talk about Four Loko right now. I feel like that's a.
No, I mean it's like what the hell is that? Like where did these seltzers come from? Is it and it's like I read an article about like how it's like the Zima. It's like what Zima tried to do, but like they actually figured out how to market it to where like men and women will drink it. You know, it's like because the Zima thing, everybody called it like a bitch drink or something like that. But now it's like hard seltzers are great. Like it's the way.
So working in Thirsties on the weekends, you know who's been just like ripping up a bunch of claws? All the Totomoto guys, and it's hilarious. I see every single one of these Totomoto dudes coming in, driving up on their bike, and then they jump off, come inside with their cuts, and they're like, "Yo, let me had a claw, bro." It's a sight to see.
Just don't get it. I really don't.
Have you had one?
I've had a White Claw.
A White Claw. What'd you think?
It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But there's a time and a place for everything. I hadn't found that.
I feel like when I'm drinking it, it's like I'm looking for the alcohol taste, and I don't ever find it.
So
it's like weird.
A cool thing that one of the brands that we had came out with was like a classic, so it didn't have a flavor to it, because I think a lot of the flavoring kind of maybe would throw me off.
Yeah.
But this one you can go in and mix
It's
with
just
like
water?
fresh syrups. Yeah.
Oh,
it's a seltzer water.
It's just
So you
seltzer
can
water, yeah.
mess with. You can do syrups or fresh fruit or stuff like that in it, and I think that's kind of more my direction. It's a Topo Chico with alcohol.
It's
Yeah, that sounds-
really
Yeah.
an alcoholic Topo Chico.
You know, put it
Could
in
you
perspective.
imagine? Like, I mean, just mixing that with like a liquor, like, because I like Topo Chico and Jameson with like Topo Chico and lime and Jameson, like.
We just did a
That'd be
full
a
cocktail run that we're gonna have produced in some local magazines coming out soon.
Really?
Yeah.
We're using hard seltzers.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's like taking mixology into the beer world.
Yeah,
You got to keep up with it
well,
too. That's
another thing that's like trending huge is mocktails,
big time.
Huh?
non-alcoholic cocktails,
Mhm.
man.
Like,
Did I send you the guy?
Yeah.
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 With the
THC?
yeah. No, I think it's just CBD, isn't it?
Or CBD.
It's
Yeah,
CBD
sorry,
mocktails.
CBD
Yeah.
mocktails,
Mhm.
so like
Yeah.
you
Which
get
is something
you
I
can drink and
don't
get high.
Know anything
Huh?
about?
You don't
that
get
stuff.
high off CBD.
I know, I'm
Oh
just-
yeah. Yeah, but yeah. That's all right.
God,
I sent
people
you
are
that,
so
yeah.
weird. You've been with Del Papa and with the two-row thing. It's been like quite a while now. It's been over 5 years. This thing.
7 years or 6 years next month.
Yeah. So
Sorry,
it's like
I did-
it's what
I forget what day of the week
beer
it is
market,
sometimes.
Like, and I know it changes. It's all 15 minutes of fame and all that stuff. But like, what has surprised you about working in the beer market? You know, like trends or.
I mean, as of recently, this seltzer thing kind of came out of nowhere, and I mean, since I've been with the company, there's always something new coming out, and this is going to be the next big thing. This is going to be the next big thing. You know, it kind of went that way with like the
Sours.
Limeritas. No, I mean,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
the sour market. I mean, you're sours and IPA drinkers. You know, those are actually growing. But like you look at like the sour or the wild fermentation or anything like that. That's such a small like percentage of like the drinker. It might be a very boisterous person on the internet, but like you
They
Turn
don't,
up.
They don't buy a lot.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you at $20 a bottle?
Yeah. Oh,
And-
those giant bottles
Yeah.
of the like arrogant bastard.
Yeah,
Oh,
those
it's
bombers.
Yeah,
But it's I don't know, man. It's ever changing. I mean, and I guess that's why I like my job, because
yeah.
you never know what you're going to walk into.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the trend cycle is accelerating? Do you feel like it's faster now than it used to be?
Rotating in and out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that I did notice, which kind of the seltzers fall into that, is this better for you. I mean, it's 2019 and people
Yeah.
are trying to get healthier and
Yeah.
figure out how.
Carbs, so many carbs.
Yeah,
Definitely
so
lower calories.
You've got numerous big breweries coming out with like low ABV, low cal, low sugar beers. And
Dude, Lone Star did it. Lone Star has
they've
that
24/7,
they
and
have
then
that's a gold label, and it's a 3%.
They have a different beer?
these
Yeah.
folks they just acquired Sierra Nevada just acquired a better for you beer that is like women driven, and it's called Sufferfest, and it's like gluten removed and all organic local stuff items being put into it. It's kind of wild. I mean, I still don't think that way. But, I mean, I think that way maybe the way I eat, but definitely not the consumption of. But I only drink beer, water, and coffee. I mean,
Right.
those are my
Yeah,
three.
you're not into soda or anything like
No.
that. Yeah.
Unless we're talking about a Topo Chico.
I just realized what this was.
Yeah, man, we got to open our beer somehow, Pure Vita.
I think the mayor
That's the
was
pure
in
life.
here, and like I think that was sitting on the table the entire time, is what
Yeah.
Julia told us. So.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
We like to have a good time here in this studio.
I've really enjoyed listening to
Yeah.
it. I really have. I waited a long time, and then I binged. I haven't listened
Okay.
to all of them by any
really?
means.
Like you didn't listen for a while?
No, I didn't listen for a long while, but I never really had a whole lot of time to listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then whenever I got the time to, and I was on the road a lot, it's more beer focused, trying
Yeah,
to
keep up.
Yeah, I mean, it's, for real.
Yeah.
There's so much going on, but then it's as of lately, like since we moved back and I found some time in between trips. Like, this is really good. I've enjoyed it. Like
Yeah.
Charlie Troutman was great, and
You ever listen to his? He has a good one too.
I have not. I've subscribed.
Yeah.
So finding time.
Get them downloads.
That's it,
Get
man.
them stats. That's all
Yeah.
I support.
I'm gonna go back to the beer real quick. I'm gonna ask you what your stance is on this because I find it to be very strange and very contentious. The beer space is not unlike other spaces in the fact that you have like haters in there. You have people that consider themselves purists. You have all kinds of stuff. You have like hipsters. You just have your normies and everything. Did you notice, and what did you think about it if you did, what happened whenever InBev acquired Carbach? Because I remember I lived in Houston.
That's dicey.
I lived in Houston during that, and it was really weird because it
I'm
seemed
gonna
like
say Doug Waldrop does
it was
not
like-
drink Carbach
it was
anymore.
like overnight. Everybody was like, "Man, I'm never drinking no Carbach ever again."
I'm
And
a
the-
fan of good liquid.
Is that it?
Yeah.
I
don't
And
care.
Carbach's good, man.
I don't care who brews it. I don't care
Yeah.
if I sell it or not. I'm a fan of good liquid. And if the liquid stands out, I don't
Yeah.
care whose brand or name is on there. I like what I consume. I mean, if I found something that tastes better than Bluebell, I would probably buy it, but not tell anybody I was buying it.
Oh, I tell people all the time that I buy stuff besides Bluebell. I don't support murderers.
I also don't eat a whole lot of ice
They're-
cream.
they're-
Dairy
they're-
doesn't treat me well.
Their negligence killed 5 people in 2013.
And
so.
people are okay with it.
Yeah, I don't
They
understand.
continue to purchase it.
I mean-
and they get excited about it.
I'll still
and
eat
they
it.
defend
but,
it.
yeah.
Like,
I'll still eat it, but
That's the Texan in them.
yeah.
yeah.
No, dude, but it was wild, man. I really did. I lived in Houston during that, and I remember I went to Carbach because I lived like less than 2 miles away. So I would go ride bikes over there sometimes because they had like the Sunday bike rides. They had a lot, and I talked to a lot of those guys. They were like, "Hey, man, like nothing here is changing. We're just getting
Yeah,
more."
no, Evan was
Yeah.
working there at the time.
He was.
Yeah, he was like, we're just getting more resources. We're getting access to like better ingredients and better hops.
Their
And-
marketing has
Yeah.
substantially
Oh yeah, you see their
gotten better.
billboards all over Texas now. You
Yeah.
can get a
Love
Carbach
Street-
anywhere in Texas.
And Love Street is like the official beer of the Astros. It seems
Oh,
like.
I
dude.
love Love Street.
Crawford
Yeah.
Bach is now.
Oh, Crawford. Well, of
Oh.
course, yeah, you're right. But it was like there was like billboards.
They had
but-
their own bar. Oh, Love Street still has a bar in there. But I can tell you exactly where I was when
Yeah.
it happened and how I felt my stomach sunk, not because of what happened, but what was about to happen and how people these years they act.
Yeah, dude.
I've had people just yell at me for wearing a Carbach shirt. Like you
Are you serious?
No idea who I am.
Like some purists.
Thank
know?
you. I don't come to your job and yell at you, but it's
What would they yell? Like, what would they say?
any
Sell
obscenities. But
Oh,
yes, and
Sell out and-
it's hard. And
Yeah.
you know what? I'm super lucky to work with the people at Carbach that I do because they handled it with finesse.
yeah.
They really did,
Yeah.
and they've done a great job with continuing that growth there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm lucky to work with all the folks that we
I've
do.
seen it.
but
I
It's
don't
like
think it's
it's like
slowed it
4
down.
times bigger than when I like they like doubled and then they doubled again since
they
I
launched.
lived there.
They launched. They'd only been in the state of Texas at that point. They launched all the way down to Florida. I think at this.
Mhm.
for
Yeah,
now.
dude. I mean, like I said, like we travel all over, mostly Texas, but whenever we're like outside, like Oklahoma, even Colorado, and like a couple places around Texas, you can find Carbach, and which is great. It's so great to see Love Street on a tap
Yeah, dude.
somewhere in the
It-
middle of
It is,
nowhere.
man.
you
Yeah.
know?
I just
Well, especially for you, I bet, because it is focused around live music,
Right.
and it's going to
That's
be anywhere. It's going to be a venue,
Yeah.
and they work with a lot of. I mean, I think they sponsor Krager and Shiny Ribs, and
God, I wish we were sponsored. We're sponsored by Shiner.
Yeah, they're
so that's not too bad. We get Shiner Light is always stocked, so that's pretty.
Oh,
it's pretty
Shiner
dope.
Light Blonde? Yeah, that's pretty
Shiner
cool.
Light Blonde is pretty dope.
it's pretty good.
I can't hate on that. Like,
99 calories per bottle. I know it. I know it right off,
Shiner's,
right off my head.
their commercials a couple summers ago were really good, like the backyard shots and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah, those were pretty
I think
good.
they made a hateful comment about rollerblading during one of them, and I was like, all right, no,
It's like, no, I'll take no more
Oh,
Shiner for me.
like these kids need to get off my lawn type of comment.
no,
About
it was
rollerblading?
like
They
that
call
was more or
fruit
less like it was under that
skaters
realm.
versus bladers.
They weren't skateboarders. They were just good old country boys talking about they'd rather be barbecuing than strapping on
Inline
rollerblades.
skating down Venice Beach.
Yeah.
Well, why not both? You know, that's
You're not gonna find. Well, you can
You're
find
sitting
Shiners
right
about
here,
anywhere.
Randy.
I don't think that's their market.
We're sitting right here. This is a
Shiners-
barbecue. This is a barbecue in full and a skating full.
I
Sorry,
did finish
it's
Venice Beach on the 4th of July, like 15 years
Can,
ago.
can I ask?
It's
Can I
wild.
ask what is y'all's best selling beer? Or is that too?
I mean, it's Bud Light.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Total
Always.
company, Bud Light.
Is it always? Is Bud Light the best selling beer? Period.
I think
Like,
Bud Light's
It is
gonna-
the largest
It's-
beer. Like
it's been the best selling beer since 98, 99 every year.
Which is so crazy because they just did this this promotion where it's like all natural. They list their ingredients or whatever. Like
I think that's going to be a huge thing going forward.
yeah,
Because people, as health conscious
yeah,
as
because
people
we don't
are,
have we don't have
well, the
we don't
FDA
have
doesn't.
nutrition labels.
Exactly. The FDA just kind of lets this happen, and it's scary because, I mean, you could look at this and look at the date that's on here,
Yeah.
and a lot of people won't look at that. But I mean, some of these beers are
Old.
months, years
Yeah.
old, just sitting out there because they haven't sold, and they should be pulled off the shelf.
Yeah, really.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I mean, not just based on. I mean, would you
I mean, it won't
would you
kill
want to
you.
pick up?
freshness. Yeah,
Yeah, if you're going to drink a Love Street out somewhere or a pale ale,
Yeah.
and you want to enjoy it in the time that the company thinks that it should be enjoyed, you don't want to enjoy it afterward and have a terrible experience with
Yeah.
it. So
yeah. I guess most people just say, it's beer. It's fine. You know, people are gonna drink it.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely not going to kill you, but it's
Yeah. Well,
definitely-
that's another thing that I've kind of noticed about beers is that there's some beers that I prefer in a bottle or I prefer in a can as opposed to like Bombshell Blonde. Like I would rather have Bombshell Blonde in a can than have it on tap.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is. It just has a different kind of taste. That's my favorite. Southern Star is my favorite.
Yeah.
That's like
Dude,
that's.
what y'all
Starbucks
think about
great,
that strawberry blonde?
It was good.
I
I liked
liked
it.
it.
I did
I
too.
liked it a lot.
I
I didn't
had
think I
one
was gonna
last
like
night.
it. I didn't think I
I
was
liked
gonna
it a
like
lot,
it. but
yeah.
I liked it.
I brought that just a few weeks back, man. I brought quite a few. There was a bunch of 6-packs just calling my name from Miller's, and I saw that strawberry blonde. And I was like, dang, I ain't never seen this. And there was a Carbach Conservation
Yeah, the CCA beer.
CCA
was
beer.
good,
I was
too.
like, man, let me get that.
And
it was
so
just like-
lemongrass wit.
Yeah,
It's kind of
and-
wild.
Bro, out of nowhere, I just like saw all these new beers from breweries I kind of follow, and I was like, man, when did y'all do this?
Felt
How
the
did y'all-
same way
yeah.
walking into Miller's today. I was like,
Really?
oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I hadn't been in there in a
And
while.
you're in
I
the
mean,
industry, dude.
but I live in my little bubble. I live in my office.
Yeah.
And, I don't get in the market as often as I'd like. And my go-to beer stops are the Market Basket in Port Neches and the corner store that sells Busch Light.
Close to home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Occasionally some
Busch Light.
some on-premise accounts, but typically out of town. And
Right.
Do you still have the fridge with all the rare beers? I remember, and I want to give you a public shout out for this. Is like I remember probably like 5 years ago or something. It was they would do the Black Friday special beers.
Oh, at Miller's?
And I wanted to get the
Yeah.
Black Crack, which is like a double buried hatchet or something.
It's a barrel-aged buried hatchet.
Yeah, and I wanted that beer, and I was like, I couldn't find it anywhere, and I made a post about it, and Randy was like, I got you, because he had like 3 or 4 of them just sitting in a cooler somewhere or something. Like,
Got you, man.
appreciate
I
you.
mean,
That
you
was
paid
good.
forward.
That was
You
a
know
good beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my favorite stout of all time is Buried Hatchet.
Buried hatchet.
Bar
is-
none.
God,
Bar
it's so
none.
good.
It's my favorite
It's
stout.
the
My
best stuff.
favorite stout in the whole state.
It really is.
That's my
On
favorite stout in the
state.
whole world.
Yeah,
Is there better outside Texas?
I'm sure there might be. But
Guinness.
I'm
Everybody's
gonna-
Guinness. Like Guinness can suck it, man. It's all
I
about that
had-
buried hatchet.
I went to Dublin and I had them pour. Did my research on who it was. The
Yes.
perfect pint.
Yeah.
Went and had it, enjoyed it. Great. Not gonna check off the bucket list, but still a Guinness stout.
It's funny how many misconceptions people have about Guinness, especially like the younger the people are that they're drinking. I hear like, bro, man, we're gonna go out, we're gonna smash some Guinness, and it's dark, man. We're gonna get so turned. I'm like, bro, it's like
You-
like
Minimal
3.2%.
ABV, low
you know what's
carb.
really
Yeah,
good.
low carb, low alcohol.
Guinness Blonde
I haven't tried that
is
yet.
a damn good beer. That is a really, really good beer. I think it's a lager maybe, but
I don't know.
God, that is a good beer. Like
I don't know.
surprisingly,
I
good.
saw that they-
you can't see them anywhere. It's kind of hard to
It was
find.
Detroit or where, but they opened up another brewery in the United States.
Guinness.
It was
Yeah.
probably Detroit then. Yeah.
That they're now brewing out of,
What,
which I thought
somebody's
was a
doing something in
pretty
Detroit.
cool like story to tell that you're gonna shift all this over because the volume, I guess, is
It's
here.
a struggle, dude. The struggle's real, man.
I think it's a
Especially in
struggle at
Detroit,
all.
yeah.
I mean, you're growing.
No, but I'm talking about like Detroit, like take advantage of.
Oh yeah,
They were probably offering a lot of tax incentives and things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We should.
Detroit.
I think some of our cities around here should take note of that
areas.
areas. Yeah.
Well, let's take a Yeah, that's about time. Let's take a little break. We'll do some maybe we'll do some beer sponsor ads or something. We'll see what happens.
Hey, this is your favorite host, Aaron.
Fuck you.
And you're listening to A to Z Podcast. A to Z Podcast is funded in part by our patrons at Patreon. If you would like to support us, head on over to patreon.com/A to Z BMT.
Night in a bar alone I'm sitting, apart from the laughter and the cheer. Scenes from the past rise before me, watching the bubbles in my beer.
All right, guys, you know what that sound means. It is the middle of our episode. It is time for us to take a break and tell you guys what's going on in your area.
Yep. And November 3rd, it's a Sunday. We're going to have U.S. Army Field Band, the Jazz Ambassadors at the Julie Rogers Theater. Now, I got some script to read here, Aaron. Look at this.
I see it.
America's big band, the Jazz Ambassadors, kicks off its fall tour in Virginia, but then they continue through on to Texas, here in Beaumont. Don't miss their incredible tribute to the men and women of World War II entitled The Greatest Generation.
Man, I love that generation.
Yeah. Audiences will enjoy many of the classic big band era songs while the story of the war is told through pictures and videos. This sounds pretty cool. Focusing on the American sentiment, resolve, and unity that define this generation. This program inspires patriotism and deep appreciation for all men and women who have served their country.
Dude, I gotta go to that.
It's pretty dope.
That
I like
seems
the
really.
pictures and
So it's like
videos with a live
an
band.
AV sort of an experience with a
Yeah.
live with a great band, the
Yeah.
U.S. Army Field Band.
A big band. That
Amazing.
sounds cool. So doors are going to be at 1. The show starts at 2, and the tickets are free.
Free.
How much, Aaron?
Free.
Free.
Free 95.
Free. Water isn't even free now.
That's so. The free tickets are available at the Beaumont Civic Center box office Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Just drive on down. That's
Yeah.
the cost. Just
so,
drive there.
and if you want to find out more about events like this, you could just listen to next week's episode, or you can go to discoverbeaumont.com. Anyway, back to this episode with Mr. Randy Edwards.
Visions of someone who loves me. Brings on silent
He has Zumo thumb, bro.
That's what I called Pearl's tail.
Oh, yeah.
The little hairy Zumo sausage. It's like the perfect. I grabbed
We
it by it.
call all of Rocky's a sumo sausage.
Yeah, actually, we call him a little Smokey. He's always a sausage. He's our little mascot, though.
I called Annie a pork loin when she was born. She was long. She was 3
Wrapped
pounds. I
up,
was like,
yeah.
man, that's perfect.
Why does everything come back to barbecuing with us, man? We're just barbecues and brews,
So
bro.
what were we doing for the second half here?
Oh man, we were gonna talk about a lot of stuff. So we're talking about, like, home life right now. We're talking about dogs and families, and you're a busy man, and it's very impressive to me how you can maintain such a large footprint on social media with both of your businesses and things like that, and especially since at Two Row, that's kind of your job, is you're the marketing manager, and you have to come up with strategies for these people to reach your area, right? And then with the cafe, you also have to try to keep things relevant and quick. And the cycle of the cafe is like a week long.
Yep.
So
we don't get much of a reset button.
it's like it's
Really?
tough. So that's one thing that's curious about. Maybe someone out there who's listening might be entrepreneurial in spirit, and they might think that you might have some wisdom or something on time management, or because we already talked about how hard it is to stay creative. But I don't know how you do that stuff, man.
You don't sleep.
Oh, word.
You own a coffee shop, so
Yeah.
the coffee is free. Well, it's not free.
It's not
but-
free at
It's
all.
not free.
I pay every time. I mean, seriously, I don't stay up near as late as I used to.
Yeah.
I don't go out and drink as much as I used to, which was a huge creative outlet to just go and be able to talk to people. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I lean mainly on going to sleep early and waking up even earlier.
Mhm.
So that
So
gives
you
me
can have, like,
time
time
to
for
myself.
yourself. Yeah.
I wake up and try to do stretches every morning. People are like, "Oh, you do yoga?" I'm like, "No, I just do these stretches."
Touch your toes 5 times.
Yeah, like 20 minutes of me time,
Yeah.
and I think about things, and I have a note. All of us do. We have handheld notes in our phones every day.
Mhm.
Tons of notes, notebook as well.
I see you got you an analog pad there.
That I'm a physical person. Like, that's why I
Very
still like film
kinesthetic. Yeah.
film
Yeah.
photography. Like, I can't go to the darkroom because I'll disappear for 8 hours, and my wife will call me acting like I've been missing, or call the cops on me. Who knows? But that's the big thing. I constantly, like, when I'm in the road, I'm making audio notes, just to revert back to. I have just pieces of paper all over my desk. Post-it notes. Oh my gosh, I
Is
go
it
through
just
this.
like-
I should have put stock into it before I joined
You
Del
should
Papa.
have. You really
Is
should
it
have.
just like do you like you come up you have something come to you and it's like I'll try to use that later? Or?
What's the art of steel?
Yeah.
I mean, listen to it and make it your own.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the whole idea with the cafe in general.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't even remember how it happened, but I mean, I
What's-
really
you came
don't.
to-
Like,
how
I was
you-
What's the
I was
cafe?
living in Galveston.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What's
The
it
idea-
called? Bell's Cafe? Wait, what's the name of the cafe in
In
Galveston?
Galveston, Mods.
Mods.
Mods
Okay,
Coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't become a fan of coffee until 8 or 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And it took to me like craft beer did. You know, it's just something different. And there's so many differences in coffee. It's not just Folgers burnt water coffee.
Yeah.
You know, it's there's so many things that you can learn and you can geek out about with just water filtration and temperature and grind and all these things that just intrigued me about it. And then I don't even know how David and I started talking about it. We're like, you want to do this? Yeah, we'll do this. And
all right.
it's like, yeah, I can do the marketing from Galveston. That's easy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
next thing you know, we had a kid. We spent a month and a half in the hospital. And 2 months later, I go to Nashville and Brian calls me and tells me she's moving to Beaumont. So I was like, all right, we're month to month.
cool.
I'll get rid of all our
All
stuff.
right.
But honestly, I've been living with my mother for a year and a half until we bought a house a couple months ago.
Yeah.
You know, and now I feel like there actually is a creative portal in my world that I have my place and time, and I feel like we're only just getting cranking with the cafe and what we can do there, and with work now that I'm back
You
to
feel like
my
you're finally getting your head above the water.
Yeah.
Of,
it's wild what the last, honestly, let's say 8 months, because we kicked off the cafe a couple days in December and we've been rolling since January.
mm-hmm.
And I feel like we're finally getting certain systems in place to make things work. And it's been struggling for the staff and it's been struggling for all of us personally, because there's 4 of us
It
involved.
seems like it's done so well though.
That's the
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah.
That's what you're seeing.
Yeah.
You're not there, Zach.
It's his shiny.
It's in Mid County.
Yeah.
It's
you
his-
should
it's
see,
his
you should
shiny
see our
veneer.
Slack channel.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know. I should see it too.
Yeah. Thanks, Aaron.
What is the Slack channel?
You know what Slack is?
No.
It's
Yeah,
a
it's
communication tool.
It's like office space.
It's like
Yeah.
it's
Like
kind of like
Google.
it's like Discord, but for offices. Basically, is
Okay.
what it is. Yeah.
But that's kind of what we use to stay in touch with everybody and
Yeah.
get different channels and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna tell you what. You know what? It's in Mid County, but you need to come. Not even for the coffee, but I'm gonna tell you this right now, and it's not just because I work there, but best water you'll ever taste.
What?
No, I'm serious. Like,
I've had numerous people tell
I'm
us that.
telling
Our
you, man.
filtration
I'm
is
telling
on
you,
point.
dude, I drink. I'm telling you right now, I drink like 10 glasses of water a day.
It's
I
good.
on my
don't mind
shift.
when I get there to fill it up.
I'm telling you, dude. And so the ice comes from it. Everything comes from it, and it tastes so good. You chug it. You fill up a glass
like,
of
oh,
ice water, and you take a gulp, and you're like, "Damn, that's good water."
Where
you just
in
keep
Southeast
drinking, you're like,
Texas can
"Oh
you
my
say that?"
God, it's so good.
Okay, so like there's
it tastes like glacial
there's
spring
some
water.
places that have and y'all know this. There's some places that have water that has like that weird lemony taste to it. Like something about their filtration system gives it a weird taste. Thirsties has good water actually.
I've
No,
never
they-
drank
they do
water at
not,
Thirsties.
actually.
You haven't gone to Thirsties the right way then.
It ain't got nothing on this water. I'm telling you.
I just
Yeah.
drink
Really?
whatever Tim hands me.
Yeah, so next time I come in there is, can I get a water?
I'll make you one. I don't care. But yeah,
I'll pay for the
It's really
cup.
funny. I mean, maybe 7 people have pulled me to the side and be like, y'all's water is delicious. And
it is dank.
they had already had a conversation about
Yeah,
it. And said
it doesn't even
it's
make
funny.
sense because you
Yeah.
don't think of water as having a taste at all. You know, actually, really, like water doesn't have a taste. It's only when
Bullshit.
when bullshit is added.
No,
that
no, I
it
said
gets
it's
a
bullshit
taste.
that
Yeah.
water doesn't have a taste.
No, it
Water,
doesn't. Like,
in general,
if it's-
does
You
have
even
a
had
taste.
Richmond, Texas water.
No, if it's just molecularly H2O, it has no taste.
Bullshit.
It doesn't. Your taste
I don't
receptors cannot
believe
detect
that.
oxygen and hydrogen.
Everyone
Uh,
tastes things differently,
uh,
guys. Your palate
it's
evolves.
It's
It doesn't.
interpretive.
If it's pure water, it has no taste.
Pure
Like,
water's different.
scientifically. But if
That's a brand.
it's mineral water, then it has some little salts in it, where it can have like these
Yeah.
other little things.
So
Numerous salts.
and that's that's the taste you get. But it's pure. It's nothing.
So what have you learned? What have you? I guess.
Come
I don't even know
Water
if I answered y'all's
range.
question.
No, it's
I
fine.
just
No,
started-
it's not easy. You know. But
you did. You said that you don't sleep. That was the
Yeah.
answer.
So, what is there anything that you've learned that's made it easier to like to be creative to come up with these new things? Taking notes and then checking back on them, basically. Like,
Yeah, I have notes that I've taken for years that I'll even reflect on, like stuff I've even written stuff down when I worked across the street at Johnson's in high school and college. Like there's just random things that keep me there. And as long as I've had a smartphone, which has been the better part of 10 years, Like there's still
the Apple Notes is just like, God, it's the way.
And I'll
that's how we
them.
run A to Z.
Yeah.
So are you like organized technologically? Then you keep notes really well and stuff. Because I do
yes
not.
and no. I take what I can because I'll wake up in the middle of the night and put something down, or be driving and it may not be the right place, and then I'll go back weeks, months down the road and kind of organize and make it where it needs to be and delete the stuff that doesn't make sense anymore. Because some of it's timely, some of it's not, and
Right.
if it's past that point, then I mean, so what?
Yeah, it is a strange thing, and I find it really hard because I'm pulled in a lot of different directions. I've been kind of feeling
You need
creative.
a calendar, but
I've been kind of feeling creatively
you
dead.
need a damn calendar. It'll
I don't need
change
a
your
calendar.
life.
I don't need one.
Maybe you should just hang out and talk to people without headphones and a microphone.
I thrive on
I feel
chaos.
like there's no filters, and in y'all's case, there's not either. But I mean, that really goes a long way. I really, really think that it does. Like conversations with people. When you get off work, feel free to come to my house and let's have a beer and let's
that's
hang
why
out.
we started this. We started this whole thing.
We started this
of-
because we were getting good conversations and learning things at Thirsties, and then some drunk asshole or one of our friends would be like, "What are y'all talking about?" Or it would get
interrupt
too
the
deep,
or stop.
It would get too deep, and they would, it's like all that. So it's like that was kind of that's the bar brand banter kind of thing.
That's why I mean I don't go out often, and when I do, it's probably not a good point to talk to me.
But you know what's funny about you saying is you need to have conversations with people outside of a studio is I've had people tell me, "Are you interviewing me right now? Stop it!"
Oh man,
Because
yeah,
I'll start asking because I mean that's just how I am naturally. Is like I ask questions, so it's like just like dig deeper. But I've learned
that's
that
my thing with this stuff.
great.
Like I can just start talking about like quit working. Like I'm not. This is what I love to
beer.
do.
I
I
like
like
beer.
beer. I like beer. I'm
do what you
passionate
love. You
about it.
never work a day in your life. Come on.
Well, that's what we've always had those conversations. We've never. We've never been like best friends or anything, but whenever we happen upon each other outside, dude, I don't know why, but we always have like really good conversations.
We do.
Yeah.
I'm always glad to walk in and see that you're working because I don't
Yeah.
always look at the schedule when I'm up there, and occasionally when we go in and then Brian's trying to drag me out, I'm like, oh, just take the car. I'll walk home.
Oh yeah.
I miss good conversation, and
Yeah.
it's not that I could probably go do that. There are other things that are more important in my life right now.
Because you had to get up. You have to get up and go to bed earlier. You don't really get the chance to
I'd
hang out.
probably
and have a
take
beer.
advantage of staying up late and waking up earlier on the weekends, but I'm usually miserable afterwards. But
Yeah.
I understand.
I mean, do you think that? I mean, it's kind of something I've thought about. Is like that whole alcoholism thing that everybody says is like a big problem with America. And it is. We drink too much, but it's half of it is the social aspect.
Yeah.
It's like that's probably why you love beers because you got to hang out with
it
people
is.
and
That's
drink a
it's
beer.
an occasion.
Yeah.
It is an occasion,
It's like I was world's worst about this when Brianna and I first started dating. Like she's like, when are you coming home? It's like, I'm gonna have one more beer. Rainy, that could be 30 minutes or 2 hours. And I will stretch it. I will drink that warm beer and enjoy it.
It's
But
gonna be.
that's it. She's
it's
like,
gonna
I
be
know
warm.
you. It takes 30 minutes for you to say goodbye to everybody because you're gonna say goodbye to everybody.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
either I ghost completely or everyone's getting a hug and a high
always
five
the
on the way
Irish
out.
No in
goodbye is
between.
my way.
Yeah.
I'm not that
I
person.
zack out is what we call it. Me and Feemster. That's kind of
Yeah,
The
that's what they do.
Feemster's bad about it.
Yeah, I stole it from him, but it's like it's my name too. So
That's why it's called zacking out.
Zacking
Yeah,
out.
it's not an Irish goodbye anymore. It's just zacking out. Yeah, that's
I
how
get
coffee.
sleepy and
That's
then I
how
leave.
coffee is too, man. Coffee like kind of came about. It had its huge boom in like the tail end of the Enlightenment age. Whenever
Shout out to Sarah Bellion.
that's true. Yeah, we talked.
I read
about
that
it.
book.
Yeah.
That
You read that book?
She did. She shared a book. It's called Six. You
Six
should read. You would
Beverages,
like
yes,
it.
you
The
would.
six. Yeah, write it down.
I am.
It's no, because it talks about beer a lot, and it's really
Actually, it
interesting.
talks about the entire history of
what's
us
it called?
as a species.
The history of the world in 6 drinks, in 6 glasses. It's
That
on
sounds
Amazon.
awesome already.
It's beer,
Beer first.
spirits, beer, wine, spirits, and then coffee, tea, and water.
And water's latest.
Water's
But
the
yeah.
last one because it's like it's going to be a
That's-
finite resource. Or
Yeah, but
Well, I mean, it wasn't sustainable for the longest time, so it was
Right.
just beer.
That's why they drink beer.
Yeah.
But coffee is that way though, and it became this huge thing at the tail end of the Enlightenment age because
'Cause it gets you hype when you want to talk.
it is the world's number 1 psychoactive drug, and it does get you hype, and it does get you wanting to talk, and that was like the center for
Revolutionary thought.
revolutionary thought.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't know
Revolutionary
about these
action.
kings.
It was the
Revolutionary
action.
yeah.
This is the thought. Beer's
Yeah.
the thought. Coffee's
Coffee's
the
the
action.
action.
Man.
It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it's like, yeah.
people would meet up.
let's
People
cut
meet
their
up
heads
and
off.
just talk about crazy stuff.
I
And
bet the guy
it
that
is
invented the
such
guillotine. Was,
it's such a
jacked
I like
on
the way you say liquids though. I'm gonna start saying that now. I'm gonna start calling everything liquids. I'm just gonna be like, yo, man, let's meet up and drink some liquids,
You want
dog.
to drink some chicken broth?
Hell yeah, dude.
I do too.
Good for you.
I got that at the cafe right now. You don't
See?
think I don't?
I wonder if there's a
Coming up
chicken.
there.
Is there a
I
chicken
call it
broth beer?
I call it sipping broths, and I drink
They
it.
had like a pho beer or a ramen beer that came out a long time ago. I forget who did it. I think it was a
Gross.
brewery out of Dallas.
That sounds like road.
I don't know.
I don't know. It
sriracha.
doesn't really sound that far fetched. It does not sound that far fetched.
No.
that really doesn't, because it's like this is a thick broth almost in a way.
It's a wort. And then we add yeast and it becomes this beautiful, beautiful product we call beer.
It becomes a
'Cause-
bubbly little beverage of the
Because
gods.
the yeast eats all the sugars and poops out
It
alcohol.
Poops out alcohol. God bless them.
I think it's more like a fart, but that's just me.
I think it's a toot. It's a little
I think
toot.
it's more like a toot of alcohol than a poop.
They're
'Cause, you know,
sharding.
Yeah, because alcohol's not a solid, it's a liquid, so it ain't pooping
Of
out.
all the things that you didn't want to talk about because they would reflect bad, is you are now saying that
Hey, it's magical. It's a magical process of molecular, like
it's like the magical fruit.
microbiology. It's an awesome thing.
Fermentation is an awesome thing.
It is, yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I saw an article came across today that I need to go back and read. It's one of those things that I save and email things to myself. I email myself probably more than I email anybody else, just so I remember things. Kind of
Yeah.
back to the note aspect.
Yeah,
But they were fermenting coffee
Yeah,
for
you
different
can ferment
drinks,
coffee, yeah.
and I was like, all right, now you're speaking my language
Yeah.
on just different aspects. But fermentation, I mean, we've talked about food and the
Yeah.
fermentation aspect there, and I
We've
geeked out.
talked about kombucha.
Yeah.
Talked about-
Fermentation is a huge, huge thing.
It's good for you, man. It's good for your guts, dude.
Yeah.
It's good for your guts. It's natural. Like everything, if you leave something on the counter, it's going to ferment,
Mhm.
right? That's just a natural way of things.
We just gotta get. It's getting past the point or finding the point of where it's not going to kill you. Fermentation.
Yeah.
I'm a clean freak-ish, and I would never leave a liquid or food out. I mean, I'll leave anything else
Yeah.
out, but I would never do that because I would never want to see it. But I remember somebody telling me, like, leave a cup of orange juice out and watch what happens. And it's just
It's
like,
going to start bubbling.
it's wild.
Well, unless you have like a hermetically sealed house where
Well,
little
we
wild
live in
geese
Southeast
aren't
Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
Not gonna happen.
Shoot, man. Yeah. So I have some stuff I need to give to you. I don't know why I never thought about it. I gave David a little half pint of it, but I have some Worcestershire sauce that I made, and it was great. I made 2 gallons of it, and it was a 2-year natural ferment process, and I have it. And it's the
You
best.
have 2-year Worcestershire.
I do.
And you
Oh,
never told me.
Well, now it's like 5 years.
You never told me.
Yeah.
And I can't.
I
I
bottled
just
it.
bought Liam Perrins, and you.
I
and you're
bottled
sitting
it
on this
sta-
sweet shit.
I bottled and
like-
stabilized it after 2 years.
Let's go get
It's-
some Wild Earth, Texas, and let's make this
No,
happen.
dude, it is dank. When I'm talking like, so if you get Liam Perrins or something, you got to like put almost half the bottle in something. You put a tablespoon of this.
I tell my mom.
Everything
that's-
else after you
Well,
taste
Liam
this is watered down. I'm gonna get
right.
you some.
All
It's,
right.
it's
I want
amazing.
some. Can I have?
I'm gonna get you some too, boy.
I
I
want
only
that- I need that Worcestershire for my chili.
I only have like
That's
40
a key
ounces
part
left.
of my recipe.
Cool 40.
Yeah, I only have like 40 ounces left. I used to have. I did a collab with Jay Wilson's on Wing Night one time with that Worcester sauce. I've done a few things. with it.
Are you pretty stoked about these new breweries that are about to pop up around here?
I think it's going to be great. I'm in the aspect of growing
Beer.
more people drinking beer.
Yeah.
That is
Because people
huge.
drinking beer, even if you're not selling it, is going to be good for you.
It's good for the whole
Industry.
world. I mean, yeah. Let's go with industry.
Industry.
I know the folks over at Neches. I know the folks that are opening up.
Is it Bell?
Struggle Street?
No. Struggle Street
Bucks-
in
Buxton.
Buxton.
Buxton, and then
Struggle Street, and there's one more.
there's Poor Brothers downtown.
Yeah, that's gonna
And
be
I don't know
interesting.
any of those folks, and I know of the folks at Struggle Street.
We've been trying to get Struggle Street on. They said closer to grand opening,
Cool.
they'd be down to do it. So maybe you can put a word in. The Poor Brothers, that's going to be interesting downtown. That's
Yeah.
going to be kind of like
I drive past it every day because
where is it going to be?
it's right across from the Hamburger Depot and
Yeah.
all that down there.
Wow, okay.
Right down from St. Anthony's.
Mhm.
I mean, if they put in like some kind of eatery there and make it a place like a destination, like that's going to be pretty massive.
You might
for
catch those
downtown.
restaurants staying open late.
Yeah,
I don't think they have the means to do or the space to do food
They
there.
probably don't.
It's a
It's
small
harder than you think. Yeah.
Tell me
know
about
shit.
I
I've
I didn't know.
I've never done a homebrew beer or anything like that. I've never done any of this.
We used to do that every Tuesday.
Y'all had like a little crew, right?
Every Tuesday.
Yeah.
For a long time. We had beers
Like you and
backline.
O'Pry and all those guys?
Me, O'Pry, David Poole came around.
The
Tyler
yeast
Blunt
priest?
from
Yeast
Neches.
priest.
Yeast
Yeah,
priest.
that's right.
That's what it was
Holy
called.
shit.
That's what it
Yeast
was.
priest, yeah.
That's
So
what
it
it
wasn't
was.
so surprising whenever you started working in the beer industry.
No. Jeff did it first.
Yeah.
And I followed suit after I lived out my dream of a year with Beaumont Enterprise. I mean, it was cool. I've always wanted to take pictures for a living,
be a
and I got to do it.
Hey, that's kind of where I'm at. Is like
You're basically Peter Parker.
I wanted to be a touring engineer for the longest time, and now I'm like, I kind of want to come back home and like, wreck shit.
Yeah. It was really, really cool. Like working with Beth Rankin and then
Oh yeah, you were there like that. That was
the
if you're
prime
gonna
time.
work. Yeah, if you're gonna work at news
And-
media in Beaumont, that was the time.
Yep.
Like Beth killed it.
Dave Ryan was still working for the newspaper as a photojournalist. Giuseppe Barenko, who's still the photo editor over there.
And then there was also Philip was still there, right? He's his wife is she ran for city council.
I don't know.
Beth Gillespie.
Oh
Phil
no.
Grice.
Uh,
Not Grice. No, that's a different guy. Not Phil. Shit. He played in Buffalo Blonde. Played in a band. He was a photog. Yeah,
Wow.
we're both slipping. Sorry, bud. If you're listening.
Well, we got
Pete
drinking.
Churton.
Pete. Yes.
Sorry.
Pete. Okay, I got it completely wrong. Yeah. Pete Churton
Churton.
was still
Pete
there.
Pete had retired just before I got there. I
That's
actually
okay.
took his role
Okay.
at the time because there's only 3 photojournalists.
And then it was John Fulbright was still there too.
John-
Or he
no.
he never worked there.
I don't know if John did or not, but he was not.
See, I'm the best interviewer. I know all my facts.
Well, you don't want to know all of them because then your guest would never speak. Yeah, you want to ask questions.
Yeah, Dan Wallach, Mike Tobias, handful of other folks that I don't remember, but no faces.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
What
a really
was-
good staff.
What was it? What did you just like? You got in there and it's like, yeah, this isn't for me.
I realized that I wanted to get married at some point, and I realized that I needed upward motion
Yeah.
and to continue.
You would have to move if you wanted to continue that career. Right?
And we did that kind of where I was at. Like I shifted knowing that things weren't going to change in the Beaumont market that I was working in. And that's when we moved to Houston, and I still worked for Del Papa there, lived in Galveston, and then eventually came back when things worked out,
Yeah.
and it was, I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to be where I'm at. And beer business is great. I'm able to take what I know with the photo business and help us do better things there.
Yeah,
You
well,
know?
no, for sure. Because
Yeah, you're able to-
especially if you're doing social media, like the photos that are going to get people's.
You're able
eye,
to kind of
you know?
like smash together all of these skills you've gathered over the years, which is
Consultant.
consulting. Yeah, you're able to smash all this together and do all the things you have. You wear many hats. Do you have anything like you want to announce? I know that you guys do beer tastings at
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah,
I
that
don't,
was cool.
I don't
never
know
knew
what day
about
it
that.
is. You
We
know,
do
anything
this
coming out on
Every third Thursday through the rest of the year, we will. I think we might change things up down the road.
every
but
third Thursday.
every
It's the
third
one
Thursday.
over by Channel 12, right?
Yes.
That's across the highway.
College Street, loop around, past the Pearl Beer sign, and come
Yep.
see us.
That's it, yeah.
It's got Budweiser on the
tracks.
outside, and we're there from 5 to 7 every third Thursday, sampling out beer.
Do you get to try like special beers, like secret
So
beers?
we pick out 6 beers that are relevant for the month, whether it's
Okay.
themed. So we've had we did like first responders event last month.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
We'll have a Dia de los Muertos coming up.
Hell yeah.
I think we're going to change it up for
Oktoberfest?
December and do Prohibition. We will
Okay.
do all Oktoberfest,
Dope.
but we'll do that for September because all
Right,
the
right,
Oktoberfest beer is sold out by the time October
That's true. Yeah.
third Thursday
Well,
comes
Oktoberfest
around.
is in the end of September,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But I mean, we've got some cool stuff coming up, which I think y'all will mention, and if not haven't, but Beaumont Craft Beer Festival in a couple weeks, which
sold
It's
out.
already
Doesn't
sold
fucking
out.
matter.
yeah, I'm
no-
going
not
to
even
be
any-
on the news tomorrow about
Oh,
that,
really?
and I'm like, it's
It's like,
It's
yeah,
sold
it's
out.
going to be a great event. You can't
it's
come.
really it's going to be great. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you're gonna miss it because it is gonna be awesome. We're shaking things up this year, and then Oktoberfest in October
In
out
Rogers
at
Park?
Rogers Park, which that Mac's done in the past, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah.
We did some beer cheese on that one.
We did some fun stuff. Yeah.
I mean that's really all I got right now in this market for
I think
sure.
this episode is coming out like late October, so most of this might be past. But like,
Okay.
maybe we'll hit you up like closer to time. of
But, I
release.
mean,
And-
third
We'll have some
Thursdays,
pretty
yeah.
cool stuff
but the
coming
third
out
Thursday
from
is really cool. Yeah.
at least for December 5th. We'll have some cool stuff happening that
Oh,
night.
hell
Oh yeah,
Just
you can't say
tuned.
what it is.
Stay tuned.
Oh,
Oh.
secrets.
Well,
Always.
whenever this comes out, we'll be able to actually tell you at the end.
Yeah.
At the end.
We'll be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
Well-
stick around for the end of this episode because we're going to tell you what Randy's not
just
telling
right after
us.
like the 15 seconds of a song playing. Well, Randy, I've had a great time.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
This is
man.
good.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate what y'all are doing.
It's been a good
Thank you.
hang, man. It's been a good conversation. This is one of those episodes that kind of like bounces around, and we talk about this and,
And see,
that.
people, our guests. Whenever that happens, our guests are like, I don't know if you got anything out of that, but like those are
those are the
like
monies.
those are
Yeah.
the ethos, man. Those are the ones that we like to do.
It makes it a little bit easier on everybody. I mean, that is. We've had a fun time
It's
just
structured conversation.
That's it, man. All right, dude. Well, thanks a lot, man.
Thank
And thank you guys for listening.
talking. Bye, guys.
All right, appreciate you, Randy. That was an awesome episode. Learned so much and had such a good time just hanging out with you and talking about all the different stuff you get into and what's coming up. And
Talked about all those liquids, man.
I don't know. I came out of that with like a different kind of outlook on liquids.
Yeah, and now I know how diverse liquids are. And it's really fun. Anyway, we also have a special shout out to our patrons over there. You guys are the guys who help us keep this thing running, who help us keep the lights on, pay the Wi-Fi bill, you know what I mean? Anyway, we appreciate you guys because you find value in our show and you like to return some of that value to us. So special shout out to Jordan Stringer, Lance Killian, Brian Casino, Doug Waldrop, Michael Sarr, Billy McClellan, Randy Edwards, Allie Gillette, and Allison Pierce. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon like these fine folks, head on over to patreon.com/A to Z BMT where you can pledge $1 or as much as you want, one time or reoccurring, and you will forever have our gratitude, and we would thank you very much every single episode at the end.
All that is true. All that is true. Next episode features Channel 12's Dejanique Garrison. This one's gonna be kind of special though because she's a news anchor, and this will be, I guess, our foray into video again.
I guess so. Yeah, we're gonna give that a shot again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hope you watch.
She was also a delight because
She's amazing.
She's a natural. Obviously, she's an anchor. She does a better job at our job than we do.
Yeah.
So it was great. And then also, if you have a guest that you think would be a great fit for our show, maybe someone you want to know more about, someone you think is very interesting, send them our way. You know,
Yeah, please.
we're really easy to reach out to. You can DM us on,
what's another form?
on any platform.
You can write notes in invisible ink. What was that with the lemon? You put the lemon on the
Yeah,
paper.
yeah. You write it with invisible ink, and we'll
Yeah.
buy a black light. We'll
We'll
go
buy
down
a
to
black
Spencer's.
light.
We'll
Yeah.
buy a black light just to read your note,
I already
just to
have
see
one
who
for
it
other
is.
reasons, but we'll just get the black light so we can read the invisible ink. That way, nobody
Full
can,
anonymity.
nobody can snake
We
it.
won't even know, like,
Tyler can't steal the guest.
yeah, nobody will know except for us. Then we'll have the guest on. But that's how easy it is to talk.